So, if you're between the ages of 18 and 30, you need to listen to me very carefully. We're already halfway through the first month of 2026, and by so far, if you stuck to your New Year's resolutions, congratulations, give yourselves a pat on the back. By this stage, 50% of people have already left the race. The truth is, 99% of people this year will remain the same. But for the 1% of people who do decide to change, we'll see exponential results. I'm not going to sit here and give you the most basic advice like going to the gym, waking up early, stop doom scrolling. Chances are, if you're here, you already know the basics and you want to advance to the next step. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here are the 5 habits you must change if you want to come out on top in 2026. Starting out with number 1, and that is you need to learn how to speak to new people. There's an old saying that goes, your network is your net worth. Guys, I spoke to countless wealthy individuals in the past, and by my surprise, none of them are extremely smart or extremely talented. They're simply at the right place at the right time and with the right amount of connections. Which is why in 2026, it is of uttermost importance that you level up your communication and networking skills. Because at the end of the day, everyone is just human. There is really nothing special about me, the next person you're gonna watch, or the next person after that you're gonna watch. And if you think of it this way, all the celebrities you worship, there's really nothing special about them. They are simply at the right place at the right time with the right amount of connections. At the end of the day, they're all just humans just like us. So stop putting them on a pedestal and idolizing them. Alright, so moving on to number 2, and that is you need to start following through on your words. Don't just talk about it, start doing it. Listen guys, I have so many friends that always be telling me, oh, I want to start this business. Oh, I want to get into this industry. And months later, I come back and check up on them. And guess what? They have not taken a single step towards their goals. Sometimes you just got to slap yourself in the face and just do it. Because 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort. Most people aren't broke because they lack the idea. They're broke because they lack the execution of those ideas. I mean, think about it. You might have this crazy business idea that might revolutionize an industry or even change the world. But if you don't execute on it, that business idea might just be better off taken by someone else. Someone might have just taken that business idea from you and executed it themselves. Listen guys, we live in a hyper competitive world and you must act on those with a sense of urgency. And every time you don't follow through on your words, you're basically tricking your brain into training that you don't trust yourself. And if you don't even trust yourself, why would anyone trust you? I mean, think about it. So, moving on to number 3, and that is you need to develop a high income skill. I see so many of these financial gurus and old heads online always be talking about save money, save money, save money. They live such a boring life while I'm out here buying watches, renting cars, and going places. Guys, listen, I know it's important to save money. The whole purpose of you making money is that so you can enjoy it. And it is important to enjoy it when you're young because the truth is, once you're old, no one's going to care about what your net worth is. It's pretty much expected that you're going to be rich. Well, at least I hope so. But do you really want to wait until you're 60-year-old to enjoy the fruits of your labor? What you should be doing is knowing how to spend money strategically. And that means by spending it on things you actually enjoy. Not because of what society or other people influence you to do. And how you can do that is developing a high income skill. And for me, that was sales, real estate, investing, and video editing. Alright, so moving on to number 4, and that is you need to learn to start taking calculated risks. Throughout my experience in the business world and throughout my experience making in-person content, I've started to realize that a lot of people these days are just so scared. They're so scared of what's gonna happen. Like, what's gonna happen if you start that business and you fail miserably? Like, are you gonna die? What's gonna happen if you go up to that person and start talking to him, networking him? What's gonna happen if you just go up to that girl and ask her out? Like, you're not gonna die, bro. Like, just relax. The truth is, one day we are all gonna die. And on your deathbed, you're going to be regretting the things that you didn't do compared to the things that you tried but failed miserably. And trust me, I know how devastating death is because I've lost someone extremely close to me when I was just 20 years old. So don't let fear dictate your future. And last but not least, moving on to number 5, is that you need to stop letting your environment decide your future. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This can include friends, family members, your geographical location, your environment, etc. Your friends and family members will literally influence and change your future self, whether that's for the good or the bad. This can also involve the type of content you consume. So if you're mindlessly consuming brain rot content that's not going to add any value to your life, you need to cut that out. Now, with the people around you, such as your friends or family members, instead of cutting them off completely, I've learned that there is a better way to go about this, and that is to have your own strong standing beliefs and not let them influence you as a person. Now, I do want to admit that in the past, I've had a habit of cutting people off ruthlessly. And this resulted in me losing a lot of close relationships that would have benefited me a lot in the future. And as I've gotten older, I'm starting to realize that that's probably not a healthy way to deal with things. So I encourage you guys to not make the same mistake I had. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you take heed of these lessons and I hope you learn something. And as always, I will be rooting for you, and stay safe out there.